everyone, welcome to Yoga with Tara. Hi, great to see you all here, and welcome. Um, how is everyone today? Are you guys feeling full of energy, or are you feeling a little lazy, or are you guys in an office and can't do the class and just watching and finding it funny? Let me know what your mood is, how you're feeling. I'm full of beans today because I had a very exciting afternoon yesterday. After a very long time, went for a sort of professionalish football match for our younger son who's obsessed with football. And it felt so good to be back at a match and cheering and screaming. And yeah, I confess to being a full soccer mom, not just with the cheering and getting excited, but the playing as well. I've been playing, as you guys know, all of lockdown. And I mean, not to say that we're in the same league at all, of course, but we watched this amazing film on Sunday, King Richard, about the Williams sisters, Serena and Venus, and how their dad, played by Will Smith, um, really trained them up and, you know, ensure that humility and being humble is a big value. And, it's just very inspiring story. So I think after watching that, I was all set to, I felt I genuinely love watching these football matches. I get very happy, and I think all parents who go for them do. But it also made me realize that as much as these 2 years have been really hard, and they have, with schools closed physically, and a lot of the things that go with school, like football classes and stuff like that, that we used to do at school, have stopped. But yet we kind of figured our own ways of playing, whether it was just the four of us as a family or with friends. And I felt really happy to see that Kai really, Touchwood, performed. He made the opening two goals. And not to say that, it's not, obviously there are many, many amazing players and all, but it made me realize it's not that they've been wasted years. Training for everyone has happened in their own way, in different ways. And we really hope physical school opens safely here in Mumbai on the 15th, as promised and planned. The schools that are able and ready to open must be allowed to open. I think it's really imperative that policymakers realize that India is not homogeneous. And as much as we want everything to be equal and everyone to do things at the same time, the reality is that the schools that are ready and completely set with their safety protocols must be allowed to start and not be made to held back because there may be other schools that are not ready. It's just not fair. 21 months of homeschooling honestly is nuts. So I've shown some really monstrous sides of myself over these 2 years, and I feel really sad because I don't think I would have if it hadn't been such extended lockdown. I've shouted and screamed at my kids. Gulam, the Omicron variant, as so far, has been proven to be very mild. And while it's extremely contagious, it's kind of, if you think of the logic, if everything else is open, huge gatherings, weddings, parties, travel, adults are doing everything and they're taking their kids everywhere, unmasked often, then how is school in any way more dangerous? School, if anything, would be super safe because the safety protocols, and I've been through our schools, very strict safety protocols. They wear masks, they're sitting far apart. Children hardly firstly get COVID, touchwood, and God forbid if they do, it's very mild. Top pediatricians have talked about this here on our show. And while I understand for all of us parents, our biggest priority is keeping our children, everyone, us all fine and safe forever, touchwood. None of us would compromise on that. We love our kids more than anything in the universe. So for some external policymakers to tell us that we have to be careful with our kids is kind of like, honestly, strange, because obviously we would never jeopardize their health. But at the same time, 2 years almost of this homeschool, and it is clear that schools are not super spreaders at all. I mean, the 8th to 12th has been running beautifully in our school for 6 to 8 weeks, not a single case, all safety protocols in place. If anything, it's safer to have the kids in school than doing all the other stuff that people are now doing, whether it's even play dates or huge gatherings or parties. So please, everyone, let's move away from this fear psychosis, because a simple thing like, "Arey yaar, how can you send your kids? What about Omicron variant?" Don't just believe stuff like that. Ask questions, speak to experts. If you're unsure, talk to your pediatrician. That's what I did. I actually physically phoned up our pediatrician when the second wave happened, and I asked everything about schools. What does he think? How does it work? and we did a live about it. Every country in the world has their schools open. Omicron is way bigger in other countries, and yet their schools are functioning fine. So we need to move away from fear, and we cannot let kids always be the brunt of the fear, you see, because kids are being locked up literally at home. And you know what? Now it's come a point when it should be optional. People who are comfortable to send and who trust and who quite honestly they believe in their school, they should be able to send and not be held back because there are some people who are afraid. And I really think the policymakers have to understand this is not a time of blame game. If God forbid a child is unwell, no one's going to say, "Arey, they opened it, that's why it happened." No. I mean, if someone gets flu or a cough or a cold, do we blame the school or do we blame the policymakers that ask kids to go to school? Of course not. You have to take responsibility for yourself. Teach your kids, wear their masks, sit far apart, learn the science behind it, but don't just blanket say, "Are new variant, let's shut the schools." Why only the schools? So sorry, I feel very passionately about this. And, our kids, frankly, have been doing play dates and everything since, I don't know, the last 6 to 8 months after the second wave. And touchwood, we're all fine. And frankly, play dates are way more. I would say, it's more normal, right? It's been our way of giving them normalcy. But what it's done has been put a tremendous pressure on parents. We are still parents who are able to do it. We have open air facilities. Um, we've got gardens. We can have our kids play outside. I make the effort to take them for lots and lots of different classes and to meet friends. But not everyone's able to do that. My whole work has been moved around to manage all this so that I can kind of give our kids a school environment, even though there's no physical school. But many parents can't do that. They're full-time working moms. They may not have the ability to do that. It's not fair to them. Also, some of our tempers have come out in a major way. And I do think that this is all unnecessary now. We did it a year, 20 months. We all kept relatively quiet and we just believed the so-called experts. But now the experts are saying that children should be in school. So what are we doing? Anyway, I leave this to decision makers, but it is something that very many mothers and parents are feeling very strongly about. So let's really hope that our children are back in physical school safely ASAP. And if people are really worried about variants, stop everything else. Stop big wedding parties. Stop big restaurants, nightclubs, travel. Why is all that happening? It's just not fair. Okay, sorry, that's my little rant about it, but I genuinely feel very strongly about this, and I don't think it's fair to children. I don't think it's fair to families. I think we've all displayed huge amounts of anger and things that may not have happened otherwise. Thanks, Shahere Banu, for saying you're right. I love you, dude. Thank you. I am Yaksh. Um, Thank you, guys. You're all so fab. And yeah, this is yeah, well said, Gulam Mohammed. Thank you. That's I was just asking about the situation in your area. It's only Mumbai. So I kind of feel it's unfair, right? I mean, if I took my kids to another country or another city, they'd be in school right away. And it's not like COVID is not in those other places. So what are we doing? It's we have the lowest COVID numbers that we've ever had in this whole pandemic. So why are we waiting? And God forbid if there's a little bit of a spike, what are they going to say? First thing that shuts is school? Why? Where did that rule even come up? And if it is influenced by a few people who are petrified, then stay at home. No, not to be rude, it's each to their own. I mean, it's come to that, right? We've come to a point where India is not homogenous. One rule may not fit all. Maybe all schools are not ready, but the schools that are ready have to be allowed to go forward. We are holding back children. It is absolutely not okay. And as I reiterate, we are still the privileged lot who can manage at some level. We've got gadgets and space. And someone like me is a full on sporty mom. I feel like our kids have not honestly lost out on academics or sport because, in some ways, I feel we've perhaps been touched with good teachers at home too. And yeah, I'm patting ourselves on the back, but not without some mad moments of screaming and shouting and things that may not have happened had we had normal life. We're so grateful to our policymakers and to our leaders for keeping us all fine and safe. Touch wood. But now we've got to move forward. Corona is not going anywhere. There may be more variants. We need to work around this. We can't just keep shutting schools and locking children in. There are so many kids who don't have gadgets, who don't have facilities, who don't have gardens to play in, who don't have parents who may be free in the day to do stuff with them. Think of them. We're losing. There are kids who are going to be dropping out of the education system completely. What is this going to do to India? the rest of the world is moving forward. Our kids still have to compete with people from the other parts of the world. It's not like we're living in a bubble. So let's get our children back in physical school. People who are afraid, as families, as adults, you stop socializing. Parents, adults, stop going out, stop partying, stop meeting friends, stop traveling, stop going for big wedding parties, but send our kids to school. I would give up socializing for another year if I could get my children back in physical school as an either or situation. To me, as a parent, that's way more important. And obviously, all of us staying fine and healthy and safe forever, touch wood, is most important. Anyway, guys, sorry about that little rant. Thanks, Gulam. You brought it on. Um, Abhishri says, good morning. I completely agree. Children should learn in schools. Online classes won't help in the long run. Physical school is necessary. In Dubai, schools started as normal. Absolutely. And I understand. I'm a total eternal optimist. If you look back at all my chats over the last 2 years, 80% of the time, even if things have been tough, I've always said, oh, look at the silver linings. There are good things. We're learning together. We're bonding with our kids. We're imparting knowledge to them. They're teaching us. I've tried all the time to find those silver linings. And I continue to say it's not been wasted time. We've learned a lot. I think this generation will learn about adaptability, coping with disappointment, figuring out how to be a top footballer even when you don't have proper training. These are unbelievable skills. I think this generation will really be kick ass at those things. But the other stuff, the physical interaction, having crushes on their girlfriends, or just regular day to day children stuff, that we need to have back. Agree, Shekhawat Kitchen says, absolute thank you. Yes, I think most people agree. It's just now time to speak up. Urja says, good morning. Haroon says, after a long time, I'm requesting you to flip your hair. Okay. And you know what I love about our chats is that when we start class, I never know what we're going to talk about. And then we end up talking about things that I wasn't planning to talk about. Thanks, Neeraj. I started and I put in my title, we're going to talk um, about football. And here we are talking about schools opening. But I think it's just, because it's all interlinked, right? I mean, at the end of the day, our children used to play football 4 mornings a week at 6:30. Our younger one really is very, very, very passionate about it. And it's been pretty heartbreaking that they haven't been able to do those normal things. And yes, we've found ways to do it. I've become a bit of a footballer. And we've improvised and managed, but not everyone may be able to. And now it's time to say enough is enough. So wonderful policymakers, if you're watching this, after healthcare, in a macro level, I believe education should come next. Everything else must follow. I really believe it. Education is the best investment in anyone, not just the younger generation, in everyone. Because education will lead us all to earn better, to get better jobs, to do better in life, to be able to cope with these kind of situations better. We need to prioritize education. And this, to me, this whole pandemic and how India has dealt with it has really, really bothered me about how low education seems to be in the policy priority list. And we need to change that. I am someone who is no big achiever at all, but for me, education was super important. I was at Bombay International School. I then won a scholarship to United World College of the Adriatic in Italy. I then went to the London School of Economics. I then worked at Accenture. And then I came back to act and perform and create in the entertainment world. Till today, I will tell you that I may not be some big earning person or some huge achiever. But in my own way, I'm an achiever because I can do what I want to do. And to me, that's a huge value. I can work around my kids. I may not earn a lot, but the value that the confidence that education gave me, I feel allows me to do this. And it's something that I tell my children all the time. Follow your dreams. If you want to be a footballer, if you want to be this, you want to be that, do it. But never compromise on your education. It will take you places. It will give you the confidence to do things. And that is what the policymakers need to give our children back, their education. Okay, on that note, let's get back. Rahat, hi. Thank you, Faizan. Thanks, Mr. Vinay. Okay, guys, let's get started. Um, Sorry. Yes, this is a very topic close to my heart, and I'm not blaming anyone because everyone's been afraid. Yeah, we all have. Let's not lie about that. I've not said much about this over the last year because deep down, obviously, we're all afraid as well. But now we can't let fear hold us back. It's like that little thing that people say that, oh, because you're so worried, you won't do anything. I mean, you have to jump in and you'll be fine. You know, teach the kids about safety protocols ourselves. Okay, guys, let's start. Sorry about that. And yeah, going back to the football, it was so good. And yeah, I was like, chalo, this is our training and our building garden, and he's scoring like this. Obviously, you know, I know I'm being overthink, but it just made me feel good. So it wasn't wasted time. For anyone who thinks this was wasted time, it wasn't. Every lesson we've learned, our children have learned is amazing. And now we're going to go back to the kind of old normal, hopefully, touch wood, and we'll take these lessons with us for life. I really believe it. So stay optimistic. Anyone who's having a tough time, as absolutely cliched as it sounds, we'll get through it much stronger. Thank you. Yes, I do have a six pack. It's years and years of consistent exercise, not in a major way of trying, to be honest. I'm not saying it just happened, but consistently exercising over many, many years. Little bit every day as opposed to a huge amount one day. Um, and Benny Ben said, you have a six pack? Nisar said, you are so nice and beautiful and sexy. Oh, thank you. And yep, that was, sorry. Sandeep, thank you. Okay, guys, should we do yoga? Seema Mittal said, read the book. Doing the right thing isn't always easy. To teach children a lesson, available on Amazon and Kindle. That's so kind of you. And you know what? Just yesterday, I said this to our older son because we had a fight, which we often do, and with the younger one. And they were like, I hate you. And as a mother, that really hurts. Even though you know that that's a moment, and they love you actually, and we all love each other. But I actually said that, I don't mind being hated in the short term because I know what I'm doing is for your benefit and because I love you. And it's very hard sometimes to be told somebody hates you when you're trying to do good. But the reality is sometimes you have to. And these 2 years, if anything, have given us that, that experience because we've had to be more than parents. We've had to be, I won't say teachers because our teachers have done a great job online, but we've had to be teachers of life lessons, of support, of, you know, I don't know. We've had to be friends to them. We've had to be confidants. We've had to be punching bags. Lots. So thank you for that, Seema. I will look at it. Um, okay. Okay, guys. Uh, let's get to our class. Okay. So sorry, today I talked more than I should have. Should have just gone straight to the yoga. So let's get going. Okay. So we're going to start. You have constantly and consistently adapted, Gulam says. One of the things my father always used to tell me is don't sit and wait for the phone to ring with an offer. If you want to do something, create it. And you're never too old to start something new. And he started like singing lessons in his 60s. So, point being, age is not a determination of when you should do something. Believe me, the best is yet to come. My husband says that to me all the time, and it makes me feel good. And okay, please start. Pramod says, okay, sorry. Let's get started. So, everyone onto your mat and let's stretch up into Tadasana and hold. Super. Excellent, everyone. Feel the stretch in your abdomen, in your side obliques. Stretch. Super. Excellent. and down. And we're going to do that again. Going to stretch, stretch, stretch. Super. And down. Once again, stretch and down. Fab. Now left hand on your left waist, right hand up. Bend on your left and hold. Superb. Up. Other side. Bend. Excellent. And up. And again. Bend. Now release your left hand. Hold it parallel to your right. Smile. And up. And bend. Up. Excellent. And once again. Superb, guys. Fine. Now we're going to do the side upcut. So back straight, legs apart. We're going to breathe in when we go down and breathe out. In, out. In and out. Super. Out. In, out. In and out and hold. Super. Excellent. Shikudachin karate, my dad. Yeah, kids, we all used to learn. Up. And now let's just do our warrior. Okay? Right leg in front, left leg back, and gently bounce. Super. Stretch back and hold. Excellent. Left leg in front and gently bounce. Superb. Excellent. Stretch back and hold. Excellent. Now we're going to do the 7 stretches. I'm putting my hair into a bit of a bun. And I want to thank children everywhere because I feel I would be purposeless had I not had my children during this time. Not to say that anyone who doesn't have kids is in any way less complete. I totally respect people who made the decision not to have kids or for whatever reason don't have kids. Each to their own, of course. Personally, for my personality, my kids have kept me sane and mad at the same time. But they've kept me on my toes. And for someone like me, I felt that helped me get through this time. Everyone finds their purpose, and for some people, it's work. Sometimes I feel I didn't work enough in the conventional sense during this time. But my mother keeps saying bringing up kids well is also a lot of work. Clasp your hands behind your back. But now, yeah, I'm going to move forward more with my actual work as well because I do feel I have neglected that a bit. Okay, bend, look up, try and touch your nose tip or your chin with the floor. Fab. Hold your toes, head between your legs. Palms between your legs and stretch into as much of a split as possible. Fab. Turn on your right, Hanumanasana. 1. And it was so sweet. Reese Witherspoon liked my comment when I said, yay, black lab like our Tia who's here. Because she also has a black lab. And they both look very similar. So I was quite touched that she acknowledged that. And front and my cover me with sunshine. Real excellent. Cobra up. And release. Fab. So now we're just going to do 3 normal Surya Namaskars followed by 5 variations. Take a sip of water, everyone. And now I have long straight hair, so I'm going to tie up my hair. And excellent. Now we're going to start with 3 normal Surya Namaskars followed by 5 variations. Okay, start. So, you guys have really been a tremendous help to me during these lockdown times. This yoga class, Yoga with Tara, Saturday Noon Live with Tara, all these things have been like very big structure points for me, inspiration points, motivation points to keep going. So thank you. Okay, now a lot of people say to me, but why do you do all this? You don't even earn from it. But I can't tell you the value. As I said, you get educated to also make choices about what your values are. And while of course money is very important, as long as I'm comfortable and I earn a certain amount, the value of doing things on my terms and valuing the things that I value really mean a lot to me. So yeah, so anyway, this has enabled me to be around our family while I'm kind of working, doing something I enjoy, helping maybe others too, and interacting with all of you and building these platforms. I'm very proud to say that our Instagram page is now at, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 450, all organically. So thank you all. YouTube is now over 12.5 million views. Thank you all. Facebook is kind of lagging. I don't know if Facebook is kind of dwindling generally, but sorry, I shouldn't be saying this considering Instagram is also part of Facebook, so not really. But yeah, Facebook is kind of like there as well with 75,000 or so across the 2 pages. So thank you all tremendously for this consistent engagement interaction. And let's share and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Tara Sharma Show. Thank you. Okay. Namaste Mudra. Breathe in on 1. Back. Breathe out 2. Breathe in, right leg back and stretch up. Breathe out, heels on the ground. Feel the stretch in your calves. Now hold your breath. Bums up, chin and chest on the floor. Breathe in, super cobra. Out. Mountain. Left leg in front. Forward bending. Backward. Prayer pose. Super. Second part of the first Surya Namaskar. 1, 2. Left leg back. Mountain. Hold. Breathe in. Mountain. Right leg in front. Forward bend. Backward. Prayer pose. Fabulous. Excellent. Second Surya Namaskar. 1. Breathe in. 2. 3. Heels on the ground. Feel the stretching your calves. Hold your breath. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Namaste. Second part of the second Surya Namaskar. 1, 2, 3. Up. Hold. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Namaste. Super. Third Surya Namaskar. 1, 2. Breathe in. Heels on the ground. Feel the stretch in your calves. Hold your breath. Bums up, chin and chest on the ground. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Namaste. Super. Second part of the third Surya Namaskar. 1, 2, 3. Up. Hold. In. Out. In. Out. In. Namaste. Excellent, everyone. Have a sip of water. And we're now going to do our 5 variations. Super. Very grateful to my teacher, Sir Pradeep Pandey, who I've been learning yoga from for about 18 years. I'm not a professional teacher, but I love it. And I just started these classes in lockdown and they've kind of just continued. Okay, so our 5 variations. We're starting with the half moon pose. 1, 2. Right leg back. Place your right knee on the ground and stretch back into a crescent moon or a half moon pose. And mountain. Right leg in front. Left knee on the ground and stretch back and hold. Excellent. Forward bending. Backward. Prayer pose. Second variation. The double angle pose. Do as much as you're comfortable with. Don't hurt yourself. 1, 2. Right leg back. Clasp your hands behind your back. Try and touch your forehead to your toe, near your toe, and hold. Super. Mountain. Now your right leg in front. Clasp and down and hold. Super. Forward bending. Backward. Prayer pose. Excellent. Third variation, we're going to do the Z pose. 1, 2. Right leg back. Mountain. Now pull your knees towards your forehead, tuck your tummy in and hold. Moon pose. Striking cobra. And now we're going to do a lovely froggy jump. Manduk. Super. Back. Prayer pose. Fourth variation, we're going to do the Vashishtasana or the side plank. 1, 2. Right leg back. Plank. Plank where your body is parallel to the floor. Now turn on your left. Try and keep your arms in one line. And if you're able to, raise your left leg and hold it up. If you stumble and fumble, don't worry. Try again like anything in life. Superb. Smile. Excellent. Other side. Excellent, guys. Fab. Super. Plank. Stick. Semi-cobra. Mountain. Manduk. Excellent. Now for the fifth variation and the final variation of today's class, we'll do a combination of a few. 1, 2. Right leg back. Ardha Chandra Asana. From here, we're going to go into the bird pose. Use your lower back muscles to keep your leg up and hold. Crane. And the other side. Ardha Chandra Asana. Superb. T-shaped pose or a bird pose. Crane. Mountain. Manduk. Now we're going to stand on our knee and we're going to go down in a Sukta Vajrasana. Lie down in between your knees. Like this. Super. Excellent. Super. Gently release your legs and throw your leg up into a halasana. Oh, Tia's covering me, but you know what I'm doing because you've been watching me do this for a long time. Throw your legs over your head. Breathe down. Sarvangasana. Back to Halasana. Gently release. And now, Tia, sorry, I think you have to get up because the people can't see. Tia, you're in the way. Tia, thank you, Tia. Now you don't have to leave. You can stay there, but just, yeah, sorry, Tia. Sorry. I always feel bad when I do that to Tia. Sorry. Okay, sorry. So go back and sit there. Just, I need to be visible. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Now Tia wants to join you. Okay, go back and lie down. Go back and lie down. Sorry. Now, half moon, half wheel, half, sorry, half moon, no, chakrasan. Super. Excellent. Back down. And now just relax. Think of all the good things. We're all going to stay fine and safe forever. The good parts of normal will resume. Our children will be back in physical school safely, ASAP, touch wood. There'll be lots more football matches, wins, learnings. We'll travel safely, see our families that we've not met for a long time. Be happy and have people. Touch wood. Now gently raise your right leg, drop it on the left, turn on your right, and on the other side. Raise your left leg, drop it on the right, turn on your left. Super. Excellent. Up, turn on your left, and very gently sit up. And now, just gently close your eyes. We're going to do just 30 Kapal Bhatti, where you breathe out forcefully through your nostril. If you feel dizzy or uncomfortable, please stop. Very, very gently. We're going to take a deep breath in. And when we exhale, we're just going to say a loud ah, just an ah sound. So breathe in. Excellent. Going to take a deep breath in, and when we exhale, we're just going to say an O, just an O sound. Breathe in. Excellent. Now we're going to take a deep breath in, and when we exhale, we're going to keep our lips together and just do a humming, just a sound. Breathe in. Rub your palms together. When your palms are nice and warm, place them over your eyelids, bend down. Gently open your eyes behind your palms. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining Yoga with Tara. It's always a pleasure. And take a sip of water. Thanks, guys. I'll let you go now. Bye, Urja. Bye, Haroon. Bye, Shikawat. Bye, everyone on Facebook, on YouTube. The versatile group says good morning, very difficult exercise. I can't do that. I'm not as flexible as you, but I'll try. Really awesome. Tara, ma'am, is Shir Sasan. Good good for blood circulation. I'll ask my own yoga teacher. Beautiful slow yoga with Tara ma'am. Beautiful show yoga with Tara ma'am. Thank you so much, the versatile group. Thank you all for all your comments, all your constant support. Very grateful. Bye, Malik. Bye, everyone who's joined us on Instagram too. Must by Oo4004. Thank you, VN Lover. Thank you, everyone who's joined. Ta-ra, ta-ra, ta-ra. Have a fabulous day. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining. Bye. Bye, guys. Ta-ra, ta-ra, ta-ra. So nice. Good health, good life. Heather says touch wood to that. Bye, Solanki. Bye, Edward. Bye, everyone. Ta-ra, ta-ra, ta-ra.